everyone! So I'm back. Welcome back to my channel, and this feels really weird. Well, I did actually record this video a few days ago, but I just rambled so much. I talked way too much in that video, so I thought I'd redo it because I wasn't entirely happy with how it turned out. So this is not technically the first time I've been back in front of the camera since traveling, but it still does feel very strange to be here right now. For those of you that don't know, I have been away from YouTube probably, and well, from my home for the past 5 months now, probably even, I guess, even longer for YouTube, because I have been traveling. I went all around Southeast Asia and Australia, and it was the best experience of my life. I absolutely loved it. I will tell you briefly what I did to my traveling experience, everything about it, but you can also find the photos. I'll put some photos in as well, but you can also find the photos on my Instagram and see everything that I did as I was posting. So that is xsnowy if you want to follow me on Instagram. But anyway, I'm going to start off by telling you what I did do, my whole traveling experience, and then also what I've been up to since I came back and what I'm planning to do with this channel and my life. So I started out traveling in Thailand. I flew out to Thailand, and I flew out with my best friend from back home, Layla, and we both went to Thailand to do a island hopper trip. It was with STA. We thought we'd ease ourselves into the whole traveling thing by going with a group trip, and it was an 18-day trip. We also, just before that, did a little mini trip where we looked after elephants in a sanctuary that had been rescued from doing horrible tourist things like people riding them and all that horrible stuff. So we went to spend the day with the elephants in a lovely sanctuary, and then after that we did a island hopping trip around Thailand. We started off in Bangkok. I loved Bangkok. Some people hate Bangkok, but I think it's a brilliant place. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, but I think that's why I love Bangkok so much, because there's so many lights, so many people, there's so much to it, but it can be quite shocking, but I love it. And then we went down to Khao National Park. We went to, where else did we go? Koh Phangan, Railly, Koh Tao, which was my favourite island in Thailand, and Koh Phi Phi, Phuket, and we just had a brilliant time there. So much fun, lots of partying, beach parties, and looking around at temples and trying out great drinks and food. I would always have a bucket, yep, and a bucket of alcohol. And then after that we went to Cambodia, and we did Cambodia on our own. We didn't do that with a group trip or anything. And Cambodia, I didn't like Cambodia quite as much. It didn't help that for a lot of Cambodia I was really ill. We did Siem Reap, Phnom Penh, then we went down to Snookville, Koh Rong Sam Loem, and Koh Rong. So it was okay. I didn't have such a good time there, to be honest. At the beginning of Phnom Penh, right up to the end of the trip, I was ill, and it kind of just put a downer on the whole thing. I won't get into it too much. One thing I had that was wrong with me, out of the few things I had wrong with me, was tonsillitis, and I lost my voice for a few days, and I was on Koh Rong Sam Loem, which is an island where there isn't even an ATM, let alone a doctor's. So I didn't at the time know I had tonsillitis. I was just in a lot of pain. I couldn't talk. I also had this other issue, which was the big problem health-wise, I was very scared about, because I didn't know what it was, and it was really unbearable. And and as you can imagine, for a lot of the time I was not really in a place where I could go and talk to a doctor or anyone, and when you're in a foreign country anyway where you don't speak the language, it is a bit scary. Some days were fun, so we had some great moments and memories of Cambodia, but we went after that to Vietnam, and Vietnam was my favourite place out of the three. I loved Vietnam so much. And so where do I start? We did a lot in Vietnam. We started in Ho Chi Minh, then we went to Mui Ne, Dalat, Nha Trang, Hoi An, Hue, Phong Nha, and Hanoi, and did Ha Long Bay as well. I loved Vietnam for many reasons. Literally the day I show up there, all my illnesses have gone for some reason. I felt a million times better once I was there. I felt like I could kind of put the past couple of weeks behind me and just have a fresh start and really embrace this new country and all the adventures that were ahead of me. And I loved Vietnam because every place we went to in Vietnam, there was just something about it that made it unique and memorable and incredible, to be honest. In Moana there were sand dunes, in Dalat there were waterfalls, in Phong Nha there were these amazing caves. It was just a fabulous time again. We went to Ha Long Bay, which is the reason I wanted to go to Vietnam really, because it's just such a wonderful place. And we did Castaways, this trip called Castaways, where you just get really, really drunk for a few days. The most part travelling around Asia, me and Layla and her brother also, we were all like kind of travelling, 3 of us. And it was just so great. Like we all got on so well, and nothing went wrong really. I mean, apart from like obviously being ill, like nothing major went wrong. It all went so smoothly. We all managed to stay really organised and positive, and seemed to all just want to do the same things, which was great. Like we all had the same kind of ideas about what we wanted to do, and it just all worked out so well. And then after that I flew with Layla to Australia. And so we stayed a little while in Sydney, and because me and Layla were planning on working in Australia, we managed to go to Mooloolaba. Let me know if you know of Mooloolaba, because I would tell Australians that I went to Mooloolaba and they wouldn't know what I was talking about, but it's just north of Brisbane. So we stayed a little while in Sydney, great time in Sydney, and then went to Mooloolaba and we did farm work. But I did decide very, very early on that farm work wasn't for me. But Layla wanted to carry on doing the farm work. My friend Layla wanted to get the 2-year visa to stay in Australia. She really didn't want to come home. And so she's still out there now actually. And what you have to do for the 2-year visa is to do 88 days farm work. So she's amazing. She is doing that right now, and I miss her so much. I miss her. Out of everything that I miss from travelling, I miss her the most really, and spending all that time with her. And so because she wanted to do that and I didn't, I decided really that I was just going to travel Australia on my own. It sounds scary, but it was actually a really exhilarating experience. And I started off in Byron, went down to Byron because I missed out on Byron. I went to Ninh Binh. Ninh Binh is interesting. And I went to like this cabin retreat and stuff for a few days there, just to kind of have some time on my own. And yeah, Ninh Binh's got lots of interesting characters. But Byron was great. The locals there were just so friendly. Like I ended up talking to more of like the locals there than other travellers, to be honest. They were just so lovely and friendly. And then I went to Noosa and did Fraser Island, which was one of my highlights of Australia. Met so many people, made so many friends, and then as I was going up the east coast, so as I went up the east coast from Fraser Island, from that trip, I would meet other friends along the way that were also going up the east coast, which was great. Then I went to 1770 Agnes Water, got really bored there because there was nothing really much to do. And so went to Airlie Beach, did a Whitsundays trip, saw Whitehaven Beach, which is one of the best views I've ever seen in my life, and then went to Townsville and did Magnetic Island, which was great because the girls that I met there, we had a really good time. We got on so well, and one of the girls was actually going out with a guy that lived on Magnetic Island, so he drove us around the island, so that was handy. And more partying, just having so much fun, meeting so many people. And Townsville, did I mention Townsville? And then went to Cairns and did Cape Tribulation, a trip in like the Daintree rainforest. So we stayed in these cabins that were at the edge of the rainforest and looking out on the Great Barrier Reef. I also scuba dived the Great Barrier Reef, which was one of the best things I've ever done in my life. I love scuba diving. I've scuba dived ever since I was little. It is something that I really love doing, and it makes me feel very peaceful and kind of at one with the world when I'm scuba diving. I love it so much. And then after that, what did I do after that? I went down to Adelaide and I went to Kangaroo Island to see all the amazing wildlife that they have there, and that was so much fun. That was a really good day, and I think at this point, even though I'd met a lot of people, I really was like, wow, I've done so much on my own. You know, gone all those places, met all those people, but ultimately I was travelling on my own and going to bed on my own every night and waking up on my own every morning and not really knowing who I'd talk to or what I'd end up doing. And Kangaroo Island was one of my highlights. So I kind of liked Adelaide because I kind of felt like it was a little bit more similar to the UK. Like I'd been so used to this warm weather, and everyone would say to me, why are you going down to Adelaide? It's so cold there at the moment, you'll die. And I go down to Adelaide, I get off the plane and I'm just like, it's not even bloody cold. Like, have you ever even been to the UK? I love the weather there, the leaves were falling off the trees, it was just so nice. I loved being down the south in around, well, what time would this been? June time. And then I went to Melbourne. Melbourne was my favourite place, and you're probably not surprised, but Melbourne was totally my favourite place. I loved it there. It worked out so well because the first night or second night I got there, this other girl in my room also was travelling on her own, and we just wanted to do exactly the same things again, had totally the same ideas of what we fancied doing. And then we met another girl that was also in the same situation as us, so as a group we'd like go and see art galleries and museums, and also go to we went to the night market and had brunch together and stuff. It was a really good time, and Melbourne was brilliant. And actually at the end of my Melbourne trip, the very last day in Australia, I met up with a subscriber called Natasha. Hi Natasha, if you're watching, thank you so much for meeting up with me. It was lovely to meet up with her, and it's just amazing that from YouTube, you subscribers, you become friends of mine, and now I feel like I've got a friend in Melbourne, all the other side of the world. And hopefully, Natasha, I'll see you again, and hopefully if I do more travelling like this again in the future, I will actually do some kind of meetup or something where I can meet more of you guys. So me and Natasha hung out. She took me to all the witchy shops and all the spooky places to hang out, and she actually saw me off. She actually saw me off like as I left Melbourne to go to the airport, and it was lovely. So, and then I went to Singapore on my own as well. Singapore is incredible and I want to go back there again. I saw Gardens by the Bay and the kind of night display that they do with all the music, the theatrical music. It was just a light display, but it was just like unlike anything I've ever seen before in my life, and I really want my parents to see it one day because I think they'd like it. And then I saw the more of a light display like on the water and stuff like that, and yeah, then at this point it's the end of my trip really. And yeah, that's to kind of very briefly summarise months and months and months, and many experiences and many ups and downs, but mainly ups. Ever since I've come back home, I've been back for about a month now, and I saw The Cure. Of course I've seen The Cure. I saw The Cure at Hyde Park, which is really great fun. Caught up with like quite a few friends, spent quite a bit of time in London, and just had some days out hanging out with people. I'm actually going away again in a couple of weeks. I'm going to Croatia, which is very exciting, but only for a few days, and just to spend some time with my best friend Abby, and got loads of all planned for the next couple of months. And this is where I kind of am now with my YouTube. I think quite a few of you thought I wasn't coming back to YouTube at all. Well, here I am back on YouTube, and I'm not going anywhere. I still plan on doing videos every week. I'm gonna go back into making it a weekly thing. I currently don't have a job or anything, so to keep myself busy and not going crazy, I'm gonna be doing lots and lots of YouTube, lots of more makeup tutorials. I've got one coming up that involves a black wig. For now, I'm just going to say a huge thank you to everyone that has stuck by me and stayed subscribed to this channel without there being any activity for months and months on end. I really, really appreciate that you've still been messaging me saying that you miss my videos and that you're hoping that I come back and that you rewatch my old videos and stuff like that all the time. Really means a lot. Really means a lot. And I've missed interacting with you, and I can't wait to put this video up and get talking to you guys again. Like I said, follow my Instagram because I'm always on Instagram. And one more thing I'd like to say is please let me know what you'd like to see in the future with this channel. Like I said, I've got a couple of makeup tutorials coming up. I've got another thing coming up that is going to be a chatty video where I'm going to be addressing a question I'm getting a lot. And another thing, and I also want to do more like advice videos as well. Just let me know what you'd like to see, and maybe if there's something new you'd like me to introduce to the channel, then let me know. I've learned a lot about myself the past 5 months. I never thought I could travel and be away from home for that long a time and be sharing rooms with people for months and months on end and not ever be settled and not really know what I'm doing next. And I feel really proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie. And I just want to say to anyone that doesn't think that they would be able to do something like this, I did it, and everyone said to me before I went traveling, you are not gonna last 2 minutes out there. You're gonna miss, I don't know, you're gonna miss like your makeup, you're gonna miss all your nice clothes and in your wardrobe and your own bed and the comfort of your own home. And I didn't miss it at all when I was away. But I think I knew at the end of Australia. I met so many friends along the way, but they're friends for a few days and then you never see them again, you know? So ultimately you do feel quite alone, and I was ready to come home when I did come home. Really shocked myself in what I was capable of, and I'm saying this because I want you guys to realise that you are capable of so much more than what other people tell you you're capable of and what you think you are capable of. And I guess another question that I may get asked, will I travel again? I don't think I'd travel on my own again, because I think I've been there, done that, proven to myself that I can do it and experience what it's like. But ultimately I am an extroverted person. I like being around other people. I don't really need that much of my own space and time to myself. I talk a lot, so I like to have someone to talk to, and so maybe I'll meet someone one day and we'll do more travelling together, but for now I kind of need to get settled. New videos every week now, so after months and months of me being away, new videos every week, and just preparing you for that, I am sorry. And I love you all so much. Thank you ever so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks everyone so much for watching. Mwah. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.